Trying to turn this the right way. There you go. So for today's Sunday morning Western, I watched a Budd Boetticher. I don't know how to say his last name. Budd Boetticher Western. 7 Men from Now. It's actually the first one he did with Randolph Scott. So they did 7 movies together. I've seen The Tall Tea and Ride Lonesome. This was the first one they did together. It was produced by John Wayne, written by Burt Kennedy, who also wrote several of the films that Scott and Boetticher did together. So what's funny is it's a Warner Brothers film from the time, but Paramount has the distribution now, and I'm not sure why that is. It's very strange. It's also on Paramount Vault YouTube channel, which also means I probably didn't need to rent it because the Paramount Vault is free. That said, I enjoy being able to rent movies from an actual video rental store. But you can watch this movie for free on the Paramount Vault, so that's a win-win. However, I must say, if you rent this here DVD, you get a really great special feature that has interviews with a couple of film critics and Peter Bogdanovich and Quentin Tarantino and Clint Eastwood and Taylor Hackford and somebody else. Robert Town. It's like, and a couple of women whose names I'm forgetting. It's like millions of people talk about this movie, and Budd Boetticher. So, Boetticher. They pronounced it and I already forgot. So, while you can watch it on the YouTube channel, I recommend this because then you can get the special features. The special features are cool. There's also a commentary track, but I very rarely listen to commentary tracks, mostly because I'd rather watch the movie. I don't know. That's just me. So this is a movie starring Randolph Scott, Gail Russell, Lee Marvin, and Walter Reed. Randolph Scott is an ex-sheriff who is avenging the murder of his wife in a Wells Fargo bank holdup. The 7 men from now are the 7 men he's going to kill because they killed his wife. In tracking them, he runs across to a couple from the east, Walter Reed and Gail Russell, who are stuck in mud while heading out to California. He helps them out. He gets kind of stuck up with them. He's sort of flirty with Gail Russell. Then they run into Lee Marvin, who is not a bad guy per he hasn't, you're not really sure who he is, except that he steals the movie because he's Lee Marvin. And then obviously the Lee Marvin character, although not the hero, has a moment, sort of like Lee Marvin's character, and this is almost one of the first sort of anti-heroes who, if this movie was made like 10 years later, his character would be the main character. Because then he has this like moment where he has to decide, like, is he going to let is he going to let Randolph Scott like have his vengeance, or is he going to like trick the people who are waiting on the gold and get their gold from them? Because, gold, everyone wants $20 million in gold. I don't remember if it was 20 million, but it was a lot. So that's sort of the film. I'll let you watch it so you can see what happens. It's a very tight 78 minutes. That's what Boetticher does. He makes these very succinct, similar to Anthony Mann, succinct, boom, 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 this is what happens sort of Westerns. And they're very much character studies. And so you have these 4 characters, the Randolph Scott, Gail Russell, Walter Reed, and Lee Marvin, who are each a different facet of like the way humans behave with each other. And throughout the film, who they are changes slightly based on who they're talking with and what has happened in the story. And so it's a very rich film in terms of characterization. It's shot in Lone Pine, so it's got that beautiful, Lone Pine look to it. There is, a little bit of bad Native Americans bullshit in there, but, we haven't got, like, this is the same year as The Searchers, so we haven't really gotten to the, like, revisionist Westerns just yet. There's also a short bit with John Larch, who's really great. It's a good film. If you like, it's a good Western. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to trying to rent the rest of their films together because they really have a great chemistry together as a duo. And I must say, the documentary on here is 50 minutes long and it's really, really good. And I think you should rent the movie as a disc, not as the YouTube rent, so that you can actually watch that documentary because it's really great. So this was 1956's 7 Men From Now, directed by Budd Boetticher, written by Burt Kennedy, and starring the one, the only Randolph Scott, with a scene-stealing moments from Mr. Lee Marvin. Look for his green scarf. According to the documentary, that was Lee Marvin's idea. Lee Marvin is a genius. Somebody's got to pay.